Hello. Let's see if this was. Yeah. All right. Welcome back. I'm going to give this Arcade1up streaming another shot here. We're going to play a mixture of some classic arcade games, maybe something a little more recent, maybe like more 90-ish. No fighting games. This is a vertical screen, so we're going to do a lot of more vertically oriented games, mixed in with a few random horizontal ones from that era. They seem to fit really well in the middle, but they aren't the primary type of game I have on here, so I'm just going to kind of mix it up a little bit. I may actually try playing a little bit more of a game called The Vulgus, which is a Capcom game. There's a high score I need to beat on there. I'm in a little friendly competition. That and Section Z, which is another Capcom game. What you're seeing on the screen here is a screensaver of some flyer art from these arcade games at the time. And when I'm not using it, it'll just kind of cycle through. Kind of gives it a little personality, I think. So let's see what we're going to start out with here. I think I'm going to go right down the Vulgus. And hopefully I won't crash and burn like I did last night. I'm a little more awake tonight, so maybe my get good skills will prosper a little more. So Vulgus is actually the first arcade game that Capcom put out. It's from 1984. And if it sounds kind of similar to other people may have in mind of another game, it's very 1942-ish. And I believe 1942 came very close after this. This is more of like a sci-fi, futuristic, alien 1942 for all intents and purposes. It's a pretty fast-paced shoot 'em up. You have your primary fire, which is what I'm using now, and you have these secondary bombs that you can launch into rows of enemies for combos, or these bigger enemies. Like you see these guys here, just took them all out and I got a nice combo. Now, the verdict's still out on what these letters do. I've seen people say that they alter the enemy AI, depending on which one you get. You can speed them up, make them better shots. And then there's also there's blue ones. So I'm not sure if the blue ones affect you and the red ones affect them. I have yet to figure this out. I may need a warm up here because I shouldn't have died there yet. But I want to try to at least get, I think the high score, 140,000 something. So that is currently my high score. My brother's high score is about 140 something thousand, so I'm going to at least get 150,000. I'm not really expecting to get that though. I've never gotten close to that kind of score yet. But yeah, I'm probably going to need at least a warm up or two to even get close. The game just really gets off to a fast start too. It doesn't really learn you into the game at all. You're just getting piled and piled on by these swarms of enemies. Kind of chills out a little bit here as you go into space. You got these bombs down here. Yes, I'm screwing this up. I'll focus a little bit. The POWs that you see on the screen once in a while, they will give you an extra bomb. Otherwise, you're fully powered up for the most part right now. I missed that one. This is the key to scoring in this game. You're going to have to wait them out and just launch a bomb to build up that multiplier combo. Very simple, very fun though. No bullet hell, that's for sure. I'm doing awful though. So I think what I'm going to do is keep playing, obviously. Just get a shot. Hopefully this looks okay on the stream. I was trying to line everything up properly. Yeah, I'd like to at least beat mine in high score. That'd be cool. These guys are just relentless. And I don't think it slows up at all. And this is when it gets a little more hairy. Guys come out. They kind of remind me of the ships from Xevious a little bit. They form these, whatever they are, dark pillars. They look like something from Superman 2 that Zod and his crew were encased in for imprisonment. Yeah, almost getting lines here. Looks like you can't kill them. The bomb doesn't, you know. Alright, let's give this another shot. Doing a little better than I did last evening. Oh, I think I exited out by mistake. Went too fast with that. If you hit these two white buttons here, the coin and the player one start, it will bop you out to the main menu of the rest of the games. CMH is me, CWH is my brother. But he sent me a screenshot from his game showing the how he got like 140 something thousand points. I'll give this another shot. Already doing pretty loud with it. I'm gonna have to start streaming earlier when I'm a little more awake. You know what? Let's start with it. I'm already losing my combos. There you go. Unfortunately, I don't know. I don't have the chat up, so if anybody's chatting right now, unfortunately, I'm not on it. I don't know if it's even on. I forget if I flipped it on or not. I'm not going to be on here probably too long tonight anyway. I'm still just trying to refine my streaming settings more or less to see how well this all works out. Because it'd be cool to just sit here and play some games on like a Friday night when I can just chill a little more. Those guys there, you may have seen them in other Capcom games as bonuses for hidden features. They show up in 1943 and everything. This is the game where they originated from. They're literally enemy characters in this game. Alright, so what we're going to do is wait for these guys to all line up. Not let them jinx this here. And pile a rocket in there. Let's see, screw that. Damn it. Almost. Close enough. Not bombs now, that's the only problem. He shoots so damn fast. Good lord. I'm almost afraid to get those letters now. I mean, it's red, so it's got to be bad, right? Can't be good. Red means danger. I believe this game is on the Capcom Arcade Collection. That's currently available, amongst other games, obviously, on the Switch and PlayStation, Xbox. I think the key is just to take your bastard out before you even have a chance to really get on there and spawn any bullets. When these guys come out, I always seem to they are so distracting when they're flying around. I do love how the ship maneuvers. It's got a nice little flow to it. Probably gonna get a nice combo for taking them out at the same time. Let's see what happens here. Nope, they don't go through, so let's save that up. Oh, hello. Ah, you suck. Oh, I'm feeling it right now here. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. Alright, well, a little improvement. Getting there. Getting good. And this is just how you did it back in the day. You kept playing until you got better. So, alright, let's flip to something else here. I just installed Pac-Land. Let's try Pac-Land out. And I specifically put in the Japanese version. What they did was for this Pac-Land is they back in the 80s they made a Hanna-Barbera made a Pac-Man cartoon, whereas he has his whole family and you know, Miss Pac-Man, you had Chomp Chomp. Depending on your age out there, you'll remember it. And Namco went and made a game called Pac-Land, and when they brought it to America, they kind of made him look a little more like the Hanna-Barbera interpretation of the character. Kind of a crazy game. This game predates Super Mario Bros. And is a side-scroller. So it kind of makes you wonder, which came first? Nintendo. Nintendo did a lot of copying of Nintendo's, Namco's things. I like the Japanese one though because it retains the original Japanese look of Pac-Man. He's got that long nose, and I like the little feather in his hat. He's like a Swiss Pac-Man or something. The American version was also a little quicker to play. And I just find the Japanese one a little more laid back and mellow. This is your little timer down here, so you basically have to get to the break time before the timer runs out. Almost like an infinite runner in a way. But not quite. If you tap once, he does like a little run, and then if you tap twice, he does a double run. And then the other button's a jump. In the arcade, you just use 3 buttons. I think one was left, one was right. Tap. But this is synced up to the joystick. Now, there's one part coming up. It's a trampoline, if I can get to it. I'm not an expert at this game, but there's a trampoline. It always throws me off. I never know how to land it. But this game predates Super Mario Brothers by like 2 years or something. That was stupid. Now, do they come back? I don't think they do. I think I'm screwed. Yeah, that's kind of dumb. They don't give you much of a chance there. Alright, let's see. Yeah, see, I can never figure out that trampoline. But it's okay. I still like the game, even though I suck at it. I thought the PC Engine version was really well done. Namco did a ton of good home ports on the PC Engine. Now here's a fun toe plan shooter called Outzone. The super space sniper comes, nobody can survive. This is one of my favorites to play on here. We hope you destroy them all. Stand by ready. Good luck. So you're the cyborg sniper, and you're running up and down commando style. You're basically blowing these guys up. I'm going to try not to lift this up too much. I'm kind of decent at this game. I'm not an expert. I'm not really an expert at any of these games. But I do enjoy this game very much so. Kind of like using this thing at the beginning. You have an energy tank up at the top left there, so you kind of have to keep yourself energized, so to speak. So this is from the masters of Truxton and many other well-known shooters. Fireshark. Music is awesome. Try not to use the bombs when I can help it. Music's awesome. The whole game's awesome. One of my favorites. My energy's running low. Tanked up. Tank up again. This will give me back that looser spread shot that you kind of aim. I prefer to just kind of use this when possible. Yeah, I should have done that. That sucked. I'm screwing you as a bomb. I'm half powered up now. That didn't last long, did it? Let's see here. Let's give it a try. Got just under 300 games on here. Let's go with some Halley's Comet. This is a Taito game. It's got a pretty neat premise. It's a vertical shooter, but any debris, it's actually kind of difficult, so I don't know how long it'll last, but I still enjoy it very much. There's like a little meteor on the side here. It shows you planet Earth. Great music. But anything that gets by you counts towards the destruction of Earth. Everybody's on a kamikaze mission to blow the Earth up. So it's best to destroy as much as you can. There you go, that's what I want right there. Now I'm going to make some headway. So as you can see at the bottom right there, we're at 10%. That was cheesy. Caught the edge of that. Very cool little game. It's on the, I believe it's on the new Edgar 2 that everybody's pimping on YouTube these days. That costs $500 basically to import a whole. Unless you're lucky enough to have a review copy. I'm going to start this over. If we're kind enough to get sent a review copy for free, which is great. Boy, I am freaking lousy tonight. I gotta stop talking and focus. There you go. One more time. Oh my gosh, what is going on? Yeah. I don't have enough experience with this game. I'm a glutton for punishment. Still learning how to really figure this one out. I don't like the way your power-ups just kind of drift off the screen either. It's kind of lame. They don't even give you a chance to really get them. Let's try this again. Unbelievable. I swear I'm not this bad off camera. I see. That stinks, man. Alright, we're at 31% down there. Earth's looking kind of grim at the moment. That just speeds you up, which I really don't want. I'm already fast enough. I'm almost too fast. So I think this is the Halley's Comet that you gotta get to. I'm definitely not gonna get them now. I'm even less powered up. There goes the Earth. They blew the Earth up. We suck. Okay, let's play a game I'm actually half decent at. I'm now probably just jinxing myself and going to suck at. It's called Juno First. It's a Konami one. Came out around the Gyrus era. Has some really neat graphics and sound. I love this era of gaming. So what you do is you bounce back and forth. In a way, it's very reminiscent of like a... Look at that, I died right away off that one little shot. There's something that's going on here with me. Second night in a row I've streamed and I'm doing some of the worst gaming I've experienced in my life. So it's almost like a vertical defender in a way. But you thrust up and down, you take these guys out, and eventually you're going to see a... some pilots that you can pick up. There you go. Shoot this thing. Hang on. You collect this, and you can get some nice extra points. It feels very Williams-like for the time. Defender, Robotron, games of that nature. The sound effects. You can tell they took a lot of inspiration. I think, and it's Konami, so it's a Japanese game. But you can tell they took a lot of inspiration from those American titles. No, I'm just not doing well. Okay though, I'm having fun. You get that guy and you get these nice multipliers. If I can get these things in range, kill them fast enough, I'll get the points. I'll get right into that guy. So it goes back in them. Most of these games are saving the high scores pretty well. A few I have to work on. Let's go to do a... I want to go back and play some more Black Tiger. Let me see if I can do a little better this time tonight. It's a horizontal game. It'll give you another idea of how decent the horizontal games actually ended up looking on here. Due to this lower resolution Arcade1up screen, they center pretty nicely. Should be coming in pretty decent. So you attack with one, jump with the other. There's a secret right over here. You may recognize that. It's from 1943. Collect the money, collect the keys. Very cool game. Very difficult game. Seems to be doing moderately better than I did last night so far. I tried to get away from that guy as fast as I could. He still got me. That guy should not have got me though. It's a bunch of crap. I'm gonna get killed here. I'm starting to zero. I can usually get through the first stage, maybe two, with a guy without dying. It took me almost 40 years to do that because I've been playing this since it came out in the arcades, but This is one of those games I'm really not the best at, but I enjoy it so much, I just doesn't bother me at all. I forgot that Zen bunny back there. Let me get that. Actually, I think that just gave. I don't know what that gave me. Because the Zenny didn't change, and I always thought it was a big pile of gold. One thing about this game is it's very cheap. Before we had a treasure in there, now we got fireballs. Stuff just kind of drops randomly out of anywhere, nowhere. See, there's like a random burst of fire there. See, you got me that time. The slimes are dropping down. Yeah, there you go. They got me again. And I should know better. I know these things happen. I don't think I've ever been poisoned like that before. It's kind of funny, actually. I don't think I've ever been in this status. I'm not entirely sure how to get rid of it either. This guy should give you like 100 Zennies. Well, this stinks. I don't like this. Yeah. I may not stream anymore because every time I get on here to stream, I play the worst. Not that I'm a great player, but I'm not doing that great right now. So here's a shop. Last time I was in the stream explaining that this guy sells you stuff for Zenny. We're out of money. There's an elephant secret there. He just gave me more money. The problem is you can't jump him first to get the money before you go into that shop. There's another cheesy maneuver. You saw them sitting there waiting for you to drop. Now, right here, you can just drop down. But in the next one, they're going to throw you for a loop because there you go. Now, there's no secret on this one. There's some slimes up there, so what we're going to do is we're going to do a jump, and then we're going to jump back and just cheese them. See how stuff just kind of randomly appears? There's one big cheesy maneuver up here where they're just going to drop a boulder on you. I mean, it's like instant kill, so it's kind of, it's like you're paying a quarter to figure this out. Coming up in a second here. There it is. Kind of come back here. Look at that, see? He's just hiding off screen waiting for you. Now I have no armor. Very tough game. He just popped out of nowhere and killed me. It's ridiculous. But I don't care. I love everything about this game. I love the visuals, the sounds, the music, the gameplay. So now this is like a little dungeon treasure room thing. When you hear that sound, it means fire's going to go off. I got a ton of money now. Let's see if I can actually use it for something. Survive and use it. Let's see. There you go. Cheesy. Cheesy. I don't mind cheesing these guys. They cheese me all the time. I don't feel like I'm cheesing and cheating. There you go. Got it out of there. Got a nice amount of money. Let's see if I get a chance to use it. I know I can't get up there. I get these little bastards. There's the barrel from 1943, which I'm not going to be able to get to because I shot it already. And oh, maybe I can. There you go. All right, let's get some. Is this a shopkeeper? Yes. Okay. So we got some decent money. What do I want? Do I want to go for the armor or the better weapon? I'm going to go for the better weapon. We'll get another one of these. There you go. I'm not expecting to last much longer. Get closer to that high score. So that usually means that's where I'm going to be toast. Now, I think this is the boss here. And as you can remember, last time you can just drop down. Here, though, there's a big gap, and you wouldn't know it. Or maybe that's not the gap. Here, it's coming up. Somebody's over there. I thought I saw somebody over there. Actually making some decent headway tonight. Ah, see? You said I can get up there. There's something up there. There you go. There's the enemy from Vulgus, like I said. How do you get in there, though? There you go. 1 up. Nice. That's usually what that gives you. It gives you a full power 1 up. Rock. See? Cheesy, cheesy. Cheesy, cheesy, cheesy. Clever girl. Look at this nonsense. They're firing at me everywhere. Yeah. Sorry. Beat the high score. Oh, see? There's that rock. I think it's over. Yeah. It's stupid rock. It's ridiculous. I love the credits music though. Very jamming. I don't want to continue because I want to get my high score saved. Alright, so let's see here. How about if we try some Galaga 88 here? Love me some Galaga 88. I'm going to start off with the dual ships. I have to restart it now that I did that though. Yeah. So let me start that. I had to step away a second. We're not going to count. Yeah, I think that helps with the lighting a little bit, maybe. This game was one of the reasons I wanted a Turbo Graphics back at the time. This is the only way to play it in America, so to speak, outside the arcade. There's no home ports otherwise. I just screwed that up because I don't think. Oh, yes, we're getting the tractor being good. I always like to leave them alive, at least two of them, because one will give you one won't. He'll give me a triple ship now. Alright, here we go. Get our bonus stage. Boom, 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 boom. Love the fireworks. Yeah, the PC Engine TurboGrafx port of this is just amazing for what it was at the time. In Japan, it also came to the Game Gear. Now you blow up these things, you get these little canisters, which give you a warp hole. I don't know how I survived that. Maybe because I just grabbed one of those at the time. It looks like that guy should have probably nailed it. So you get two of these, and you're able to blast through the hole. Let's see if I can show you that. So after you do this, these are going to go up. Oh, maybe not. Do I have to do one more stage? Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think you have to complete the stages to a point. There's like a little bit of a... No! Get back here! Ah! I would think I would have this memorized by now, but sometimes they throw me for a loop still. Almost got him. Missed two. Alright, so now we're in the scrolling stage because we launched ourselves through this warp. And you're going to be able to... Close one. You're going to be able to take out a boss eventually. I love the graphics in this game. It's so cool. I love the cartoony aliens. One problem with being so big is you're an easy target. And it kind of gets to the point where you gotta take them out before they get you. See? Ah, that was stupid. You get greedy, you know? Unfortunately. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, nothing you can do, you're trapped in that corner. Beat my score, which it wasn't much. I've done better than that in the past game. I think I managed to get here on 1 credit at the most before. Love the lounge music. It's very, very sophisticated and professional to the gamer. Alright, so let's try. See how I do in Donkey Kong tonight. Once again, I know I've mentioned it before, but this is a Arcade1up Gen 1 Pac-Man cabinet that I found at Goodwill. I made a video for it if you want to check it out. And I've loaded it up with a Raspberry Pi, an amplifier. It's all existing. The only thing I took out was the PCB that the Arcade1up was running on. I only played Pac-Man and Pac-Man Plus. And what I did was I created a Retropie image for the Raspberry Pi. And it's got emulators from MAME and Final Burn. And it allows me to put up this nice UI with a bunch of games now instead of just being stuck with those 2 Pac-Man games. The PCB was fried anyway, so I was able to use a lot of existing stuff. Drilled a couple holes, add a couple buttons, move the joystick over, and now it's it's a nice little all-in-one multi-cade. So Donkey Kong's another game that I've always loved, but I'm not amazing at. I'm also using an 8-way joystick, so it makes the game a little more difficult to play, to try to get up the ladders and so forth without having to, really be direct. I mean, you gotta really aim to line up the ladders here. Yeah, look at that. See, I knew that was gonna happen. I risked that. See, I tried to go up there, but like I said, this 8-way stick is kind of a bummer. I mean, I could flip it out for a 4-way, but I play more. It's probably best to have an 8-way just because it mixes it up a bit. There you go. This is the American version, so we're probably not going to see the cement factory. Stranger things have happened though. See if I can get one of these guys to come down here. I want to clear them out a little bit. They're very smart. Yeah, see? There you go. Need some breathing room here. waited too long. There's a trick there, I think, where you can jump that at the last second for a little bonus, but that was close. There you go. See, I'm going to adjust that brightness a little bit. That should be a little better, I think. Some games just look a little better than others. I think a lot of these darker. I'm going up there, I'm going down here. See, in the Japanese version of this, the original, this particular stage comes later. You would normally get the pie factory, cement factory, whatever anybody wants to call it. Instead, it just ramps you up to the next. That was cheesy. So what we're going to do is we're going to clobber these guys, and we are totally going to get through this one. Hopefully. Let's see what happens. This guy's working his way up. He's brave. Yeah. Let's see if we can cheese these guys to come up. Come up here. Come up here. Come on. Ah, shoot. Ah. I pushed over to the left, but... They come out so fast and spawn so fast. It just doesn't feel like a very natural progression to me. I think we got it this time. It'd be great if this guy would come down. There you go. I think we got this. I'll grab that one first, so I can get up here in time. There you go. I want to say if we get through this stage here, we'll get to the pie stage. See what happens. Cement factory. It's really the cement factory. Everybody calls them pies. But cut the hammer. Might as well use it. Get up here. I was hoping I could squeeze that right there. Oh well. Beat my high score, so that's cool. It's probably the best game I played on here of this, right there. Obviously, if I beat the high score. Alright, so let's make sure that's registered, and then we're going to get out. I wish I had the chat set up. I would ask if anybody has any suggestions, but I don't have the chat on for me to really view. I don't know if I can do that. Let me see. Oh, here we go. I got the chat here. Let me just turn this down. So what could we play here? See, I have all these shooters. I love Dawn Patch, but I don't think I can handle a shooter right now like that. I need something a little more mellow at this time of night. Here you go. How about some? Let's try to beat 'em up. Let's try some X-Men. See how that goes. Got a cool intro, if anything. Check that out. Sorry it's not very loud. Unfortunately, the volume controls are kind of inside the cabinet until I figure out something differently. And for whatever reason, certain games are lower and louder, or the volume just seems to alternate. Everything is for Wolverine, but I kind of like Nightcrawler, to be honest with you. I just like the little bounce he does. I'll play this for a couple minutes. I've kind of gotten bored at beat 'em ups over the years. They just don't really do a whole lot for me anymore. And I mean, honestly, this isn't the best game. It's kind of boring, but I always thought the visuals were kind of cool. I mean, as far as these Konami beat 'em ups go at the time, this is probably maybe my favorite one, I guess. I mean, I still love the X-Men back in the 80s. The comic books during the John Byrne run and everything. So the way they look and all here is great, because this is like pretty much how I remember the X-Men. Not the 90s cartoon necessarily, which a lot of younger people probably do. But I was a comic book reader when I was a kid. So, I mean, this isn't fun to watch, I don't think. So, I'll just play it for a couple more minutes and we'll move on to something a little more classic and maybe educational in terms of gaming, because I'm just trying to mix it up a little bit. Oh, I know everybody likes The Simpsons and Terminator. Turtles. They're okay. Not a big fan of the Simpsons one. I don't know, I thought the combat was a little weird, a little floaty. Nice looking, but these are games that you just kind of throw quarters in with your friends anyway. Had like a pizza party. There's not much involved here, strategy-wise, other than just beat up stuff and move along. So that's enough of that. Let's see what else we got here. I'm going to play some, it's an early Taito game that I never really played a lot back in the day, and I kind of rediscovered on here. It's called Lunar Rescue. I find it very chillaxing. It's a follow-up to Space Invaders, and it uses the same engine, whatever you want to call it, technology. 1979. Here's one of the Invaders. Can't quite get to that high score though. I was close the other day. I think I got around 4,100 and something. But unless you beat that high score, you're not getting anywhere. So the object of this game, it even has a Space Invaders look to it. You have these little dudes down here, and you have this is your ship. You have a little lunar lander inside. He's going to come down, and you have to land on one of the pads. The little dude's going to run over. You can rescue him, and from here, now it turns into almost like a little bit of a Space Invader clone. You got to launch yourself up and drop your dude off in the ship. And whatever you score down here is the points you obtain by doing so. So you get 50 points a guy plus whatever the amount is you land. So you're going to eject yourself from here. And you have a little thruster with some fuel. You just kind of land it right here. Pick the guy up. And then you launch forward and your thruster is now up. Just got to get your guy back in his little hole here. It's almost like Frogger, actually, in a way. So I don't usually use the thrust immediately. Usually you just, especially these early parts, you can just kind of drop down. As far as I know, this one is also an egret too, because it's another tighter game. And I think it's cool to see these games. Some of these older games are brushed aside because they're so simplistic, ugly. And I think that's a bunch of crap. And this is part of gaming history, and I think a lot of these games hold up very well, to be honest with you. Certainly a lot better than some of these iPhone games that are out now. I mean, you don't need any Smurf berries, no DLC, nothing. They're great for just sitting here and chilling with. I find this game very relaxing. Starts to ramp up there. Now you get some meteors coming in. Taking off, you don't use your fuel. It's only when landing. More asteroids are starting to come into the atmosphere here, so it is going to get a little more difficult. Kind of have to wing yourself around. Trying to take you out. Now you can crash into this ship here if you're not careful. Let's see if I can get this last one. There you go. I'm in. But here my chimney chin chin. There you go. Boom, boom, boom. Got them all. Not the fastest scoring game here. I'm actually doing half decent, so I'm going to keep going. Hopefully I'm not boring you, but I'm going to take what I got here. I think these little flashing things can kill you too, so you gotta be careful. I thought they were like background elements, like stars. Got me. Can't blow him up. But now, there's some kind of like mines or something. Try to get out before this field fills up. Ah, so cheesy. Look at that. See, I got that 4,000 again. Now watch, I'm going to lose. This is about what I got before. And now watch, it won't even have high score save or something, because I'm going to have to fix it. That's why I'm trying to figure out which games have the high score save. This is one of them. I'm not sure if it does or not. I think it probably does. But, I mean, Space Invaders does. I'm not going to make it over there, unfortunately. That was stupid. I misjudged my pad. I don't know why I did that. Oh well. Oh, I got one more. Oh, 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 oh. Okay. I'm out of fuel. Once again, 4,000 something, and I just missed high score. But anyway, I really enjoy that game. It's a fun game. Put some. Let's try Pac-Mania. Pac-Mania is very interesting because it's like it's kind of an isometric version of Pac-Man that allows you to jump over the ghosts. Like so. The only problem is you can't see the whole map or maze like you could in the original Pac-Man, which I figure is probably why they added the jump mechanic to kind of make it a little more fair. Except the problem is later on the ghost eventually will also jump to some degree. So, and you can't jump there really, I guess, because you're going to jump into a wall. I love this vertical screen though. I mean, it's great just to be able to have a dedicated vertical screen to play some of these games. And everything's not squished around and inside a horizontal one. I mean, horizontal screens at times it doesn't really. It's not the best quality screen, but it was also just included with the cabinet, so. When you're looking at it straight on, and even at the angle I think I have it at now, I don't think it's bad. I did add this scanline shader because I want it to look sort of like it's being played on an original monitor. Let's see if we can find more of a hidden gem game. You know what? I'm going to play the game I played last night. To me, that's a hidden gem. And this Fastlane game. I was doing awful at last night. I think I could probably do a little better tonight. I'm just not going to talk as much. But if you viewed my last stream last night, This is a spin on the classic Dodge 'em game, where you have an enemy car racing around a track, or multiple enemy cars, and you have to dodge them and collect dots. In this case, you're tearing up the tread, or the turf, so to speak, grass, mud, and you're uncovering it all throughout the maze, while also avoiding the enemy. While doing this, it's got this weird kind of California vibe, San Diego feel, beach seal, where you have these girls on roller skates, and this is where it gets crazy. Every time you run one over, you pick them up in your car, it gives you a power-up. And the power-up is very similar to Gradius's power-up, if you can believe that. You're going to see this craziness right now, because this is a Konami arcade game. Here's a little orange car, and you see the mud there? You're tearing up the mud. One of the buttons allows you to accelerate. Ah, got me. I think I should have hit the button. Let's see. I'm still trying to get the grips on this game. Well, hopefully you can see this on the screen. You're able to... Yeah, I'm not doing well all tonight. I don't know what's going on. When I first put this game on, I was doing half decent at it. I need to slow it down a little bit. There we go. Option. Blows up the truck. It's great. I missed it. Alright, here we go. So I'm going to just get this mud here. I think that should complete the level. So as you can see, like I said, it's like a California vibe going on. In this stage, you got to uncover all the grass. Kind of mixes things up a bit, which is cool. It's not the same thing over and over. The only problem is you can't see the whole screen, so you don't know where the enemy truck is. Ah. Obviously I've done better than this. Yeah, I'm trying to go down there, but I think I need to slow down. There you go, that was pretty good, huh? Jumped right over. Must grade you on how many girls you pick up too. Yeah, I just screwed myself. I tried to flip things. Now I don't know what goes on here. I don't know if I'm supposed to be hitting buttons to power her up. Not sure what that does. If anybody knows, let me know. See if I can put my name in. Oh, look at that. My brother's got the high score. I was second. Okay. Fooled again. Alright. Alright, let's keep things topical here. Let's go for another Konami favorite. Let's do some Russian attack. I don't care if it's sensitive or not. The game's been around for 35 years. We've had our chance with it. Now, I don't know if Green Beret is set up a little differently or not, but for some reason I seem like I played Green Beret better than Russian Attack, and I can't explain it. Even though it seems like they should be the same game, this is just the Americanized title of Green Beret. People will know this game from, probably from the Nintendo, more or less, but it's not a half-bad port. Try turning it around, I don't know. I don't know if this is, I think this is a 4-way game in the arcade too, and this is the problem. When you play with these 8-way sticks, you lose some of the accuracy of being able to turn. This is definitely different in Green Beret, because these mines, I usually have a rocket launcher for them. You know what? Let's do that. Let's go back out. I want to see it, test this here. Let's go up to Green Beret. I have both games on here. I mean, they're technically supposed to be the same game, but when they bring these games to America, they make tweaks to them compared to the Japanese or worldwide releases. I mean, it looks the same graphically, but I think a lot of the gameplay level elements are skewed a bit. And I'm just curious to see, while it's fresh in my mind, if that's what's going on here. So let's see if I play this a little better now. Maybe not. Let's see. See if these mines are coming up. I don't know, just something feels different to me. I don't know what it is. No, there's the mines. So what I'm going to do is launch that. I wanted to shoot one before I picked up the new one. I don't want to waste the fuel. Kind of like Kung Fu Master, really. Okay, comes this truck. There's always that one guy that tries to get me, the karate Russian guy. There he is. He'll do a flying leap. I'm just going to sit here and wait for them to come out and blast him when that happens. There you go. Get this. Up here to avoid that mine. Oh, come on. What the heck was that? That was blowing. So you think that guy would give you the rocket launcher, but no, it's this guy here. There you go. Ah, karate guy got me. That's one thing that drives me crazy about this game. You push up to jump. I always hate games where you have to push up to jump. I mean, I don't hate games like that, but it was always a crappy mechanic. Because I love Solomon's Key, but it's got that mechanic too. Duck! Duck! He wasn't going down. I swear he's caught on that ladder. Alright. Very patriotic. Fighting for freedom, wherever they lie, they go. Over land, sea, and air. G.I. Joe is there. Alright. Anybody have a request in the chat here? Let me see. I think I got the chat figured out. I'll play a couple more games here. Let's play some King Balloon. Another interesting Namco game. One of the first with some speech. Runs on Galaxian hardware. So you have this king, and you have to protect him from the balloons. The balloons come down. Gotta shoot the balloons. Balloons are gonna land, and if the king runs into them, the balloon takes him up, and you gotta shoot him before he goes off the screen. There's your guys. Throw a couple quarters in there. So we just saved them. And that's basically how we lose lives in this game. You can get smashed up, but if the king gets out of screen, then you lose your life. So, say they just crashed me, and I lost my life. So, it's kind of an interesting game. I mean, this is back at a time where they were trying everything. The emulation's a little wonky here, though, because I've noticed this happened before. I'm going to have to see maybe if it runs a little better in another emulator. The sound just cut out. That's an emulation issue, unfortunately, it seems. I've had this happen before. I think if I let them get captured, it's going to trigger the voice and bring the sound back. Something's wonky here. Ah, go away. Anyway, it's an interesting game. One that a lot of people kind of missed out on. So let's see here. What else can we give it a shot? This was always a fun one. Solar Fox, excuse me. It's a Belly Midway game. I used to play this a lot on the Commodore 64. I had the cartridge for it. You have this little ship in the middle, surrounded by some enemies on the outside of this grid. And came out at the same time around Satan's Hollow, Wizard of War, Tron. So you can see the graphics have this high-res look to them. And so you have the ship in the middle. And you have to collect these fusons, I think they're called. You know, kind of a Pac-Man type of style. You have a thrust, you can move a little faster. Unfortunately, that'll tend to make it a little more unwieldy, so you can crash easier. So you gotta be careful how you pilot when you're using that. But the faster you clear this up, see that little bar, there's a bar at the top there, it disappears. So the skipper rack, it'll allow you to jump ahead if you can complete the level fast enough. And I think you get some kind of bonus. You do have this firing cannon here. I think this thing gives you points. Yeah, I spit right in him. But anyway, I used to love this game back on the Commodore, and it was a really nice port. Very, very nice port. You hit these little typhoon things, whirlpools, they spin you around. I think this guy gives you points, yeah. Screwed that up because, once again, this is an 8-way. If I had a 4-way, I could have probably pulled that off. You have to be dead on exact. That's the only problem with these types of games like this that demand so much accuracy, is you can't really pull it off with an 8-way stick. So there's my all-time high score. You can see I can do a little better than that usually. This is one of Nintendo's earliest games, Space Firebird. Here's Sunset Riders. I put a few horizontal games, oriented games on here. A couple of my personal favorites are just oddballs, because I figure why not? I mean, what's the big deal? I already went astray by putting games like Bosconian on here. Most people will remember this from the Super Nintendo and the Genesis ports. I always like Kamano, is his name. He's got this neat spread cannon. And then get this bird seed. It always looks like bird seed, and it's gold coins. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. As you can see, the horizontal games are half decent. I mean, they're taking up from enough that you can see what's going on. I think it looks pretty good. And I think that's what possessed me to go and just add a few more of them after seeing the initial results. They're running at the proper aspect ratio. I've been trying to do my best with that regard. Oops, I forgot to jump down. Jump! Oh, come on, man. I hit the button. That was cool. Yeah, I died.
Please continue.
What's Contra doing to my Western? I just want to see him get flattened. Oh, I forgot to hit the button there. Try one more. Graphics are so cool. I like this animation. So nice. Whatever happened to poor Konami? That's a shame. They used to make so many new games. Guess those days are over. There's our Sunset Riders Pachinko. See, that's the one thing. That's the one thing that I don't like. It's like you can't really dodge. You got this floaty jump, and I mean the bullets will just hit you. Kind of cheesy in a way. Even if you had like a little roll or something like that, and he does. I mean, look, he's hiding and jumping. You can't really hide. I mean, you're such a big target. See. But see, this is the era of games where they were quarter munchers. You know, they wanted your money. This is not the era where you can sometimes just sit and be good at a game and make the most of your quarter. Oh. Yeah, this is tough. Oh, now it's getting a little ridiculous, but come on. Sounds like a phone. Look at this guy, Dark Horse. He's great. Nah, come in like. Let me go grab my bird seat. Ah, come on now. I was throwing the bomb. All right. Let's do one more game here. I'm going to play a game, another hidden gem real quick. It's called Dead Connection. And for whatever reason, there was a certain time period in Japan where the game companies were fascinated by gangsters and Tommy guns and Chicago Prohibition era. So we got some games out of that era based on that era. And one of them is another Taito game here called Dead Connection. So, a little influential from the Untouchables here. I'll just go with Philip. The Dawn of the Family. So basically we're going to break in to arrest these people, but before we do that, we're going to kill them all. Hands in the air, please. I'm going to kill you. So you collect all this stuff. You do a little roll. I mean, you're just destroying everything in sight. It's ridiculous. Freeze. You're under arrest. Hold still so I can kill you. Chaos. The accountant Vincent squealed on the next transaction. July 21st, infiltrate the venue of the transaction. Wait for... Okay. Clear ready to kill. Hit 40 enemies. Which just indicated down there how many enemies you gotta kill. Need my Tommy gun. We go get the hot dog. There we go. Give me some health back. Help me as I shoot you. Oh, come on. He was down. We're going to finish him off. Let's try James. Yeah, see, James got a Tommy gun. I'm going to beat you down and get my hot dog. This next round is great because I think it's the restaurant. We blocked the transaction and arrested Bambino. It was a hard nut to crack. Alright, so we're going into this restaurant here. These poor people are just sitting here trying to have something to eat. And we're just going to blast through that place and destroy the shit out of it. It's great. Yeah, baby. Die. Grab some whiskey. You are not allowed to drink. How dare you? I hear you've been testing the wines. For that you must pay. Now unfortunately I'm about to find out that this was a big trap and they're going to get me. It was a setup. I've been bamboozled by the Bambino gang. So I can get to that hot dog. Nope, nope, not gonna make it. Come on, James, get over there. As far as this one's on the egret, I don't think it is. There's a lot of deep cuts on the egret. I don't know why I can't just arrest the guy. I gotta see the cutscene for this. We're gonna play again. Let's try Eddie. Let's try the nerd. Yeah, Eddie, that's it. Throw them away. Stay down. Oh, wow. How many bullets does this guy take? Now I gotta beat him. Yeah, Eddie's too weak. No! Oh, come on now. Let's go back to James. Look at that. Now, here we go. It's a setup. The beam's information was a trap. We were captured by Famili, one of the ringleaders, and taken to the family's hideout. The car we had piled in suddenly screeched. We tried to take advantage of the confusion to get away. Alright. So... try one more. Let's see if we can find one more quick one. Let's just play some Doom Patrol. Let's keep the lunar theme going tonight. This was an IRAM game that was distributed in America by Daily Midway. This is one of IRAM first titles. The creators of R-Type. You jump, you shoot. You're going to jump these holes, all these rocks, and try to scurry down fast as you can without dying to get the time bonus. Getting there. Almost there. These guys drop these bombs that blow up the ground, so you gotta be careful you time the jump properly. So, there you go. So if you get to a certain point with the time, and you make it in there, you get a little bit of a bonus. Oh, come on. I can't remember if I could shoot that or not. Gotta jump it, obviously. It's a little too big, or too small to hit. Oh, no, I got it that time. I'm not sure what caution means. I guess it's there's enemies coming. I beat my high score. That's cool. can. Do it again. That's the grief factor. You know, you want to get to the end as fast as you can, but by doing that, you move faster, you make more mistakes. Grief factor will get you all the time. I want to see if it lets me put my high score in. Maybe. Maybe I don't. Never mind. Okay. Well, I think that's going to be it for this evening. Thank you for joining me. And I'm going to try coming back again maybe by the end of the week. I think I got this camera system set out now to the point where I'm going to get a decent screen. So, yeah, I'm going to be trying a little more now. But thanks for joining me tonight and checking things out. Before I go, let's check out a little punch out on this vertical screen. You can see how having this verticality really accentuates this game. This was a double monitor game. So, got right there is the clean cut for 2 monitors. So up and up, down, down. So, see if I can beat Class Joe real quick. There's Donkey Kong right there. His little cameo. So yeah, thanks for joining me. Be back next time.